Yes, people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Soccer Perspective. I do hope you're all doing well. Today, it's us, Everton are home to Arsenal. A must-win game for Arsenal Football Club. You could argue the same for Everton. It's going to be a tight one, and that's because David Moyes knows how to be pragmatic. It's not going to be easy for Arsenal. And without wasting much of your time, I think we should start looking at the lineup because the game starts in a few minutes there. Why do I have issue as adding that one? Give me 1 second here. Let me see, what do I need to correct? I haven't used this software in a while, and I'm finding it difficult using it. I think I might have to go with that one there. It looks like it's gonna work. This one, okay, where I could go like this. Yep, I haven't used it in a while. I've been using Evil Mux that, yeah, I don't even know how it works. Without wasting much of your time, we're gonna start looking at the lineups. Team news also. But give me 1 second here. Let me share the link to see even your my friends, panelists, friends have the time to come join me. Give me 1 second here. Watch. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, what do we have here for Everton? The 26th, they have Jordan Pickford. No surprises there. Two center backs, Brent White, Tarkowski. Right back, O'Brien. Left back, Patterson. Two sixes, Iregunam. That's okay. That's a player of an Igbo origin. I know the name and I know the meaning actually. Idris Goye, Abdullahi Dokore. They have Harrison also, right wing, left wing, Ndiaye, number 9, Beto. For Arsenal, David Raya between the sticks. The two center backs, Kivio. Is that how you pronounce his name? Kiwio. Okay, Kiwio. And then William Saliba, the French international, right back, White, left back, Lewis Skelly. The three midfielders central, register role, you could argue, Jorginho, Rice to right center midfield, left center midfield, Merino, 9 hybrid, you could argue, Trossard, Waneri, you could call that right wing, left wing, Raheem Sterling, the Chelsea man on loan at Arsenal. It's going to be an interesting game. I don't think Moyes would do. I don't think we'll see anything attacking from Everton. I think they will play to frustrate the life out of Arsenal players and then try to hit them on a break when they get a chance. I think they will be defensively resolute and well organized, just as David Moyes' teams always are. No difference there, especially when he has an inferior side like Everton that are not properly equipped for him to try anything. You could say extravagant. I don't think it'd be pretty. I'd be surprised if that's the case. I haven't watched them of late, but let's see how it turns out. For me, I get it. I should be neutral here. But if you know me well, you should know what results, what I'd like to be the outcome of the game. But I'm going to try to keep it as subjective as I can. Yeah, because the audience here and all Chelsea fans, we have mixed audience here. Give me a second here. It's time to beg for likes. But if you're following the show, if you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to our channel if you haven't. I truly appreciate that. All right, the game starts in about how many minutes now? In a few minutes, actually. So let me open up my streaming window here. Arsenal needs, as we know, they need to win the rest of their games and hope that for some miraculous reasons Liverpool falter to a measure, yeah, they'd be able to, uh, you said, not win the league again. It's difficult, but I mean, it's not over yet. Anything can happen. Right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yep, we have just two likes. We have been streamed consistently on this particular channel, so the surprise is there. But you can help us, uh, yeah, get at least one like. And we have two already. We can help us get at least 5 likes. That'd be very, very good. I was looking for something like this. Yeah, I do like using that one. All right, people, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Almost time. Almost time. Let's see. Um, Arsenal's top scorer is Kai Havertz with 9 goals, 3 assists, and for Everton, it is Ndiaye with 6 goals and 0 assists. Yeah, the insights. What can we learn from it? It says the Everton have scored 5 goals in their last 5 matches, while Arsenal have scored 13 goals in their last 15 in their last 5 matches. So going by that particular insight alone, it'd be difficult to see how Everton can come out of this game without, yeah, without a loss. But in the end, it's you still, we still. It's important to still go back to the fact that you cannot script football. It's really that simple, and that's what makes the game beautiful. The second insight item I there reads: Everton haven't kept a clean sheet in 8 matches. So yeah, looking more like an Arsenal win actually. Ranked second away from home this season. So yeah, more like an Arsenal win still. I'd be shocked if this game ends and we don't see an Arsenal win. Haven't won a match in 5 matches. Yeah. So everything there spells Arsenal win. If again, for the only reason one can hold on to the hope that Arsenal cannot or will not win this game would be the fact that, yeah, football 1 plus 1 doesn't always equate to two. Other than that, no other way to see it and conclude that, yeah, Everton wins this game or the game ends in a draw. So it's looking more like an Arsenal win. Why? Because Everton haven't scored. Again, Everton have scored 5 goals uh, in the last 5 games, whilst Arsenal have scored a total of 13 goals. That's 8 more. And the second insight item there to look at is that Everton haven't kept a clean sheet in 8 matches. So, which means that Arsenal are more likely to score goals. Yeah, and even if Everton scores, Arsenal are more likely to have scored them. The third, and you can say another important insight to look at there is that Everton haven't won a match in 5 attempts. So everything points to an Arsenal win, but still, we again, it's a good thing that you just cannot script football. Anything could still happen, and that's why the game that's why it's called the beautiful game. The underdogs can spring up some surprises here and then, but yeah, it's difficult to see an Everton win, but never say never. Anything can happen. Why? You just cannot script football. For Arsenal, they have tons of players out injured, but even at that, they have a very, they have a deeper squad than Everton. Yeah, even though they have this many players out, they have Kai Havertz out, Gabriel Jesus out, Tomiyasu out for the season. Gabriel Jesus, cruciate ligament injury, out for the season. Kai Havertz will be back in late July. Martinelli, okay, is he okay? That's on the bench. Yeah, Arsenal have just how many players? 5 players out. These are on the bench. They have Gabriel Martinelli on the bench, Bukayo Saka, yeah. Bukayo Saka on the bench, Thomas Partey on the bench, Martin Odegaard on the bench, Jimmy Goa on the bench, Zinchenko on the bench, Tierney on the bench, Timba on the bench, Nato on the bench. They have to rotate, yeah, because it's going to be a busy, very, very busy period for them. And they have the big guns on the bench. Should things go north, he can bring players on. Good, they have lots of good players there from the bench to make things happen for them. An interesting game. Anyway, let's see how that pans out. Let's see. All right, let's go, people. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let me see. Find it on TV. I use YouTube TV, by the way. Let me find it and be sure I'm able to stream it here. I think definitely. Ooh, okay. I'm not gonna use that one for it. Let's do it with this one here. All right, there you go. This is a Iro Ebunam. As I said, I know the meaning of his name, but that's by the way. I don't know the sort of player he is. I haven't watched Everton that much of late. But Idrissa Goya, you know him very well. You can his stint at PSG before he went to PSG, he was in the Premier League also. Very experienced in my opinion. Can be a good player on his day. Let's see. I think that's a much, you could say, stronger, more physical midfield than Arsenal's midfield. But let's see how that pans out. All right, there you go. The game I'm looking for here. I think I should be watching that game. Let's go with 4K. Why is it saying off air? Is it waiting? Probably waiting for the game to start properly before it airs it. Big up to Veo. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join. I know probably you're busy. Everton, Everton win will do, but yeah, it's not gonna be easy. If you looked at the insight, you would know why I said it will not be easy. Honestly, um, let me just walk you through it quickly, if you still have time. Everton, they have scored 5 goals in their last 5 matches, whereas Arsenal have scored 13 in total. I get it. In Arsenal's case, 7 of those goals came in a single game against PSV Eindhoven, but it doesn't matter to me. You could say if we're going by the logic we use when we look at insights, Arsenal they're most likely to outscore them. But there are other more concerning insights if you're paying attention. Everton haven't kept a clean sheet in 8 matches. That is concerning. Everton also haven't won a match in 5 attempts. That's also concerning. So nothing looks good for Everton there. But then again, you just cannot script football. That's the only hope. I get it. I'll try to be as objective as I can. But as a Chelsea fan, you know what outcome I'd like to see. Yes, people, hit the like button if you haven't. I appreciate you all. I haven't used a StreamYard like in 1,000 years. Where do I see the comments? There you go on the right hand side. But that's because on EV Mods, the comments are usually on the left. All right. I think I need this window on the left. I'm gonna switch things around. But let me not mistakenly let me not do that and mistakenly broadcast. I think he might actually do well today. Yeah, don't be surprised if he does well today. So I'm going to try to switch things around here. Let me do this quickly. I don't want, if the TV window stays on the other side, I'm going to, it's not going to be easy for me to be, my eye level will be weird to the viewers. So let me try and fix this. Move this around. Yeah, I'm going to move this around here. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. And since this is still off, I'm going to keep it midway like this. I don't want people. Yeah, I don't want people to show people the game and then get the channel shut down. So let me just switch things around, remove this. I'm going to fix this quickly. So now present. Yeah, stop it already. So present, share screen, entire screen. So let's go with this one. That's the screen where I will be watching the game. So I had it on the left hand side. Just go away. What do you think I'm hiding? I had it on the left hand side. It would have been weird looking like this. So I'd rather like this. This is a bit straight, a bit more straight than looking the other way. And that's awkward because the microphone is a bit, again, in front of that one. So just go away and leave me the heck alone. Right, let's go, let's go, let's go. More likes, people, more likes, more likes. I think the game will come on soon, and I'm gonna try to control the volume. I don't want to get into the channel to be shut down. I'm trying to stream it in 4K. It's saying the channel is off air, but I'm guessing probably because the game hasn't started yet. Yeah, it's just a dedicated channel to stream it. Let's go, people. Let's go. Yes, I'm a Chelsea fan and I'm rooting for a draw. But 71% believes Arsenal will win, 13% believes it will end in a draw, 17% believes Everton will win the game. I mean, it's a possibility. As long as the game has not been played, I mean, anything can be the outcome. Yep, about that. 3 minutes left before the game starts. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. We still have a Chelsea pre-game show today, actually. Not pre-game, uh preview. Yeah, predictions. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And I think I'm gonna get serious about growing this particular channel. do watch alongs, Chelsea watch alongs, redirect people to this channel once this time. Everton 2-1. It's a possibility. Here's why I believe it's a possibility, even though the insights say, yeah, more likely an Arsenal win. David Moyes he's an intelligent manager. He's an experienced manager. He knows how to be pragmatic. He knows again how to uh, he knows how to make life. He can make life very difficult for Arsenal, and you know that. Look at the lineup here. You could argue we have three. For me, the core. Yeah, I think that midfield is packed with so much physicality. I don't know how Jorginho is going to be able to deal that with them. Declan Rice maybe will be helpful. Jorginho doesn't really do well if it's moved on to the right and not if it's not central because he's a register. But let's see how that pans out. An interesting game, honestly. An interesting game. Why is this saying channel is off air? I really want to see it in 4K, but let me open it in my iPad too. My Yeah, both 4K. So why? Yeah, it should be showing now. So why do I have? Okay, there you go. It looks like it's about to come on. Join live. All right, let's go. You can call it heads along. You can call it watch along, whatever you want to call it. Come join us. Let's have a good conversation and analyze the game as it happens. Is that thing not able to play 4K? I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna watch it with the one in my front if that one isn't working. So let me turn on the radar here. Where is it? Where is the radar? So let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, let's switch on the radar. Ooh. Why are Everton risking Pickford playing out from the back? Oh! First thing in the morning, and it could have been Arsenal 1. Could have been Arsenal. Who's calling me by office? Please stop. Arsenal nearly scored a goal already. Why am I? Oh my gosh, is that what they're doing now? Even without paying them. My goodness, that's horrific. I don't want to. What a dramatic start to the game that would have been. One thing is certain: if Everton scores for us, then Arsenal are going to be in serious trouble. I'm sorry, guys. I don't the Raider thing commercial behind. Not sure why that's the so far an interesting start to the game. The shadow in the stadium is killing me. Corner kick. Yep, corner kick FC. Ooh. No, no, but that's corner kick that Chelsea conceded on that day was just poor and poor goalkeeping. There are a multitude of reasons you could argue that shouldn't have been a goal. There were I I don't want to get into it anyway. Good goalkeeping there from Pickford. Ndiaye. Now I know how you pronounce his name correctly. I've been pronouncing it as Ndiaye. Let it go for the goalkeeper, man. I don't know which one is live. I think one of them is late. That one is 6:20. Okay, that one is late. Yeah, yeah, we did everything correctly on that day to stop them from scoring. Then yeah, the two players you mentioned weren't paying attention. They were on on leave or maybe slipping, as she called it. And then the goalkeeper himself didn't time his movement properly, and which was why he couldn't reach it, even though yeah, he stretched the best he could. Ooh, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Come on! Ooh, Arsenal sure do know how to defend as a unit. You could argue that in the yeah. Yeah. I know I'm saying my screen can be correct too. I'm just saying I have two screens there. The other one, the one on the computer looks like it's how many? Okay, 50. Yeah, about 10 seconds late. I'd like to show the radar alone, but something shocking happened. Behind it, they started showing an advertisement, and I didn't like that. Njaye. I just learned how to pronounce his name today. Wow. Everton are actually playing well. I was thinking they were just going to sit back, soak up the pressure, and try to hit Arsenal on a break, but they've been expansive, really, creating good chances. Let's go. This looks a bit too bright. Grant, wait. Ooh, that was close. Ethan Waneri, what a progress is made within a short period of time. And the injuries to players gave him presented a once in a lifetime opportunity for him, and he he took it like a boss. This game so far, you could argue, has been end to end. Let's see what the numbers tell us. Yeah, pretty much 52% to Everton, 48 to Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal with one total shots. Arsenal won. Yeah, Everton has had opportunities, but didn't even get a shot on target. So interesting game so far. I think things will eventually change either when the first goal is scored or maybe as the game progresses. Let's see. Everton are playing. They're trying, but it's not productive with how good they've been in this game, really. With Arsenal having the only shot on target. I really like Jorginho, but I hope he scores an own goal. But I don't think Jorginho for me isn't that sort of player that will score an own goal. Rather, it'd be a situation where he tried to not clear the ball like like you one should in a dangerous situation and then end up losing the ball to the opposition. He's not. He's doing. I don't think he's that sort of player that will score an own goal. But I hope he starts today. Even though I like him, I hope he scores one today. Yeah, David Moyes' side are they're known to be good in set piece. Let's see what comes out of this. It's already taken nothing. Ooh, oof. That was close. As I was, you see, Jorginho dispossessed. That's the only sort of mistake you get from him. I don't, I don't, I don't recall him actually ever scoring an own goal. Oh my goodness. What happened in the box then? What happened in the box? Ooh. Yep, yellow card. I mean, that was blatant. What was he thinking? And there are cameras everywhere. I don't know how players quickly forget that there are cameras everywhere. In almost all the angles in the stadium, and there's nothing, and there's hardly ever anything that happens during a game that cannot be seen. Yeah, he was lucky. Yeah, and I'm thinking, I think there's gonna be some sending off in this game. I don't think this game finishes. Yeah, both teams would finish this game with with 11 men each. Ooh, that's a breathtaking counter. Where's the audio? That's a dive there from Raheem Sterling. Nice. Was that really a foul? That Yeah, that was never a foul. That was never. He clearly did get the ball. That's seriously poor from the referee. I disagree, man. And that shouldn't have been a foul. That shouldn't be called a foul, in my opinion. And next we will hear the Premier League is the toughest, but yet if you put on a tough tackle, it gets called tough tackle without hurting anybody actually and clearly deflecting the direction of the ball. It still was called a foul. That's nonsense. Waste of a goal scoring opportunity, in my opinion. Ooh. He just mopped the floor with that Everton defender right there. But too much pace on the cross. Some interesting story that commentators is still here. That when Moyes was first urged to sign Ateta, he refused and preferred signing South African brother in Stephen Pienaar. I liked Stephen Pienaar a lot, though. I didn't. Well, some story. And Stephen Pienaar, an Everton legend, actually, he was good for that. South African international. Former South African international. Everton aren't joking. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. Nice defending from Frank White. Man, that's some this guy's he's really good. I need to watch him even more. Brent White is really, really a good defender. Oh, come on. Let's go. Oof. Everton aren't playing. They want to win. Stephen had a chance to go to Chelsea and replace Frank Lampard because he was injured, but went to Spurs rather. Yeah, I remember that too. But I liked him as a player, Pina. Very hardworking. Yeah, indeed. Ooh. There's been a lot of mistakes, but none of the teams have capitalized on the mistakes. Clear foul. A lot of careless passes, half baked passes, you could call them that. No goals still, yeah. Let's go. Ooh. Yeah, I think he's done well focusing on the attacking area, Everton's attacking area. Because yeah, if you don't score goals, if your focus is just to defend, you're gonna concede a lot of goals. You're not gonna score enough, and then you end up seeing you get you end up finding yourself in a relegation battle. So smart move by David Moyes to focus on improving Everton's attack. Uh, yeah, I do the same. You don't, you don't stay in the Premier League without scoring goals. Without, if you focus on defending, you eventually will concede a lot of goals. But yeah, we have nothing in this game that shows. Yeah, that's a dive, really. I get it. Idrissa did stretch his leg. What was that? Was it Lewis? He made a meal out of it. The first half ends in zeros, and then the game will most likely end in a draw or an Arsenal loss because if they do too much offensively without and stop playing with a balance, I think Everton will capitalize on that. Moyes is experienced enough to do that. And he probably knows if the game, the first half ends in a draw, that Arsenal will most likely throw everything they have again in the second half. Yeah, they will throw everything they have at it in the second half, risking a lot defensively, and is smart enough to exploit that. Man, the shadow in the Everton Stadium is killing me. I freaking hate it. Oh my goodness. Tomato, you've been asking for a goal. There you go. So Raheem Sterling gets an assist. Yeah, I mean, you could argue it's practically over. Raheem Sterling gets an assist. Why are they booing? You're saying Pickford should do better? Is that, yeah, he's always at his best against Chelsea, laughing and trolling our players and all that. Yeah, I know. Damn. A fine finish. Yeah, low and hard. Yeah, well placed, low on hard. He kept it on the carpet. Pickford couldn't reach it, so I don't blame him. Actually, I think it was a fine finish by Trossard. Oh my goodness! Woo! I don't need a positive reaction. You should have been cautious in the first place not to concede that goal. When you're reacting to a goal you concede, chances are you concede a second even before you cancel one out. But good response from Everton. In all honesty, good reaction. Not no goals yet, so they haven't responded. They're responding to conceding the goal, but they haven't responded by canceling out the goal. Put it in the box. It's simple. Oh my goodness! I hope they're all right. I hope they're both all right. That's an excellent cross into the box, but what happened there, really? Let's see. Passes us back to who? Now puts it into the box. Ooh, I hope they're all right. More likes, people, more likes. We have just 4 likes. I think we can do a lot better than that. But yeah, we haven't streaming. We have not been streaming on this particular channel for a while now. We're trying to find a way to keep it consistent here and the other channel too. Timing, yeah, has been the issue. Yeah, Liverpool. I think probably winning the game tomorrow. So it's looking. It just the whole thing. The table looks as if the season is done and dusted. And yeah, it's Liverpool's to lose. I mean, mathematically they could still lose it, but I think they're good enough to win it, irrespective of how their form, how badly they played of late. I think they still win it. So they are strong enough to win the amount of games needed to seal it. All right. So Brian is still not back on the pitch, and Idrissa moves to the right back position. Yeah, that's a foul, really. That's one thing you always get from Idrissa. Some reckless fouls. As good as he can be, he can commit those sort of fouls. Yeah, exactly. He's even on the pitch. I haven't heard much about him. I think probably because he hasn't played well. Let's see. 6.4 so far. Yeah, he's been missing really. Yeah, Saliba is really he's just such a fine defender. Jorginho doing the Regista thing. That screen goes blank. Okay, there you go. It's back. Ooh, 6 minutes to added time. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. J5, one player that Chelsea sold. I know. I mean, the situation at the time was complex. It was never easy. I know the club would have loved to kept him. Uh, he was a leader for the team, and the players respect him quite a lot. A fine player, hardly ever complains about. Yeah, the situation did call for his departure, and it wasn't the wrong decision. There's nothing Chelsea could have done about it. Had he stayed, chances are would have left Chelsea a free agent, which would be bad for business. It could have been bad for business anyway. Yeah, saying a lot in the media at the time. Yeah. What a block. No, that's never a pen, man. The goalkeeper had to do what he had to do and shouldn't just let him score because, yeah, he's gotten there. Yeah, I remember, you could argue his agent was the main reason why he didn't sign a new contract when Chelsea wanted him to. I don't remember whether we did offer him one, but you could argue the comments from his camp. You could say didn't make it. You could say didn't give Chelsea the confidence that he was. he was willing. You can say he was interested in remaining at the club, even if that was the case. So they had to look to sell him immediately and not risk letting him leaving the club as a free agent. Ooh, just put it in the box, man. Put the ball in the box, sir. Jesus Christ, not bad. Just too high. All right, let's see how the half ended, how it panned out. A quick snapshot here. Uh, yeah, 1-0, one goal to Arsenal possession. Arsenal 65.7%, Everton 34.3%. Shots Arsenal 6, Everton 3. Shots on target, Arsenal 3, Everton 0. Corners 1, Arsenal 4, Everton 2. So let's go look at more detailed statistics to see what really went down. Everton started the game well, but didn't take their chances, in my opinion. They had opportunities they could have converted it into good scoring chances, but never did well. This game could still end in a draw because for Everton, their last five, 1, 2, 3, 4 games before the Arsenal game all ended in a draw. 1-1 draw, 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw. They're capable of getting a goal back and actually winning, but let's see how it pans out. So let's see. Broya better come on if he gets a chance and be a good agent there. Is he even fit? Yeah, he's fit. He better come on and do a good job. All right, let's see what the statistics tell us. Let's go to all stats. What do we have here? Give me 1 second here. I hope this doesn't start acting up. Um, let's see. Yeah, we've seen the possession here. XG 0.21 for Everton, 0.96. Yeah, pretty much what eye tests tell us. I told you shots at 3 for Everton, Everton 6 for Arsenal. Shots on target 3 for Arsenal, 0 for Everton. Big chances, 1 apiece. Big chances missed. They both missed their big chances. 87% accurate passes, it's some 72% pass accuracy for Everton and 85 for Arsenal. That's nothing really. Fouls committed. Everton committed more fouls, 8 in total, 5 for Arsenal. Corners, Arsenal 5, Everton 4. Expected goals, yeah, Arsenal, of course. So deserved lead for them. XG from open play, Arsenal 0.68, Everton 0.11. From set play, 0.10 for Everton, 0.28 for Arsenal. Non-penalty XG, yeah, of course, we've looked at that already. What else do we have here? Anything more, anything important? Total shots, we've looked at that. Shots off target, Everton 2. Yeah, and 0 for Arsenal. Shots on target, Everton 0. Of course, we've seen that. Nothing that interesting. Arsenal is a deserved lead for them, but the first you say entirety of the first, you could argue 25 to 30 minutes, it was it was an end-to-end game with no clear-cut end product from both teams. With Arsenal eventually, that was an excellent break from them and a good assist from Raheem Sterling. They could have had a second goal actually, but Pickford did his job. Was never a pen for me. Because I heard the commentator saying was being checked for a pen, but it was never a pen. Pickford did what he had to do, but had you could argue that had Trossard gone to the ground when after that slide tackle, was it Brentford? How'd you Brent Wolf? How'd you pronounce his name again? I apologize if I'm butchering his name. Had Trossard gone down at that when he navigated that slide tackle, he actually jumped over his feet. I think had he gone down, I think because that was you could see there was a slight touch there from the Everton defender. I think that would have been a penalty, but he jumped his feet, and then when Pickford came off to put in a slide tackle to actually because he made that save with his leg. And that was when Trossard started looking for a penalty. And for me, I don't think that would be given as a penalty anywhere. Keep dropping the likes on the machine, people. The likes do go a long way. And I'm serious when I say I'm still learning again how to use a StreamYard. There are a lot of new features actually that I'm going to practice to see if it's something because it's um, more lightweight than was the other software that I use, but the other software has more bells and whistles. Everton playing haram football. I wouldn't say no, they're not playing haram football. I think they just have not been productive in my opinion. That's how I see it. I think they played. To my surprise, actually, they started the game in a way that I didn't expect them to play. They did risk quite a lot, which was why Arsenal was able to catch them on a break and get the first goal. They weren't. I was thinking that they were going to sit back and let Arsenal come at them and then try to hit them on a break, but they didn't do that. They were actually, if anything, mid block, but I didn't see any low block there, in my opinion. Let's see nothing interesting here again to see. This game could still end in a draw if we're going by Everton's recent form. And let's see that game that ended in 2-2 draw. I think it was a Goodson Packer. So we'll look at it to see how things panned out on the day to see if they'll be able to get this goal. I think they can. Moyes, for me, I know he has to be one of the most underrated tacticians in the Premier League, really. Let's see. Where is it? Did I make a mistake? There, give me 1 second here. Let's see. Let's go back to this. I think we'll be able to see what we're looking for. 5 likes. Yeah, we're making progress. It's probably going to take a lot of time to load. Yeah, let's go. Something I said yesterday, and I'm serious about that. I think there's been a lot of wacky goalkeeping in the Premier League this season. A lot of silly mistakes from goalkeepers. It looks like, only a few goalkeepers in the Premier League this time are top notch. So at home against Manchester United, that game ended 2-2 draw. And then against Brentford away, ended 1-1 draw. Away to Wolverhampton Wanderers ended 1-1 draw. At home against West Ham United ended 1-1 draw. So I'm not gonna give up just yet. Because the records show, but let's see how this game, the 2-2 draw against Manchester United, had that game panned out. I think that would tell us a lot. So the first goal was scored in the 19th minute by Beto, and the second goal, okay, the 33rd, in the 33rd, how'd you say that again? 33 minutes into the game, the second game was scored. I think I'm losing it here. So there were 2 goals up, and then in the 72nd minute, Fernandez scored, and then Ugarte in the 80th minute. So they blew it. They led by 2 goals, and they blew it. The link is in the group. I shared it in the Chelsea Perspective group. But let me put it in. Let me put it out in the comment section here. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so they led by 2 goals and blew it. That's interesting. They bottled it. So let's look at other games here and see the pattern of how they played out to see whether we should be hopeful that they can come back from this. I want them to, for reasons I don't need to explain to you. So it's Everton. Before that game in particular, even with Liverpool, 2-2 draw. Yeah, even against Liverpool, that game ended in 2-2 draw. Yeah, of course, it was a derby. Let's see. Give me 1 second there. Let's see. Against Liverpool, who scored first? They scored in the 11th minute. Then Liverpool in the 16th minute scored. McAllister scored in the 16th minute. Mo Salah 73rd minute. It was a crazy game. Liverpool, Dean Jones was red carded. Who was red carded? Was it Jones? Who? Oh, both teams each. One player from both each team received the red card. Who was it? Am I misreading stuff here? But they scored first on the day. That's the most important thing. You have 2 yellow cards for Curtis Jones, the manager himself. Okay, Curtis Jones, okay, was yellow carded. So I didn't read that correctly. Tomato, big up to you. Welcome to the panel. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join. What do you make of the game so far? I think not too bad. Everton, they started the game well, had opportunities that could have turned into good scoring opportunities. You said they were shooting. Their shooting was horrible, really, because they looked. You can say the first 25, 30 minutes, they had better. You can say moments they could have turned into good scoring chances, but they didn't. And Arsenal had to score from a counter. Actually, for me, that was why I said I don't think they were playing harem football. Maybe from the perspective of how poor they were in the attacking third, maybe so. But let's hear you.
Yeah, big up, bro.
Big up, big up, big up.
Yeah, to be honest, Everton is like a lion hunting without having no teeth. So they are playing football, but again, in the final third, nothing is produced. So that's the issue because they're playing very well, but again, without heading Arsenal. So they need to attack more so the game can be more interesting because 1-0 for me now is kind of boring. But again, hopefully in the second half, we can see a better football.
I mean, the football on their end isn't really bad. It's just the end product, really. I don't know, but yeah, I heard you call them say they're playing. Saying I heard you say they're playing Harlem football. I said I'm gonna fight this bro right now. But here's the thing. In actual sense, I mean, it could still be called Harlem football because yeah, they don't bite. Yeah, they do well from back midfield area. They did. I mean, it wasn't. If had it not been the fact that they considered, the only argument would be they need to take. You could say make the most of the chances they get, and not just you could say be blunt maybe for lack of a more specific term. But wasn't for me not the worst of halves really. they considered from a counter. That's to show you they were there. They weren't, again, their plan was never to sit back, soak up the pressure, and try to hit Arsenal on the break. They were playing like they can beat Arsenal, actually, and I think they can. Um, but let's see. I think probably the game may well end in a draw. Yeah, and Calvert-Lewin almost always injured. Jesus Christ. Let's see what happens. We have other important games coming up today, which games let me see. Is that, yeah, Nottingham Forest, they're playing today, right?
I'm not sure, but they are playing against Aston Villa, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
yeah, I think they are playing today. Yep. Away to Aston Villa. I think they're gonna lose today.
Yeah, to be honest, I want them to lose, but also a draw would be fine for me because both teams can have
Yeah,
Chelsea's opportunity.
I think a
Yeah,
draw, when you say a draw, it would be better off actually with a draw, so that both can drop points, right?
yes, correct.
2 points each. Yeah, I think, yeah, that will make sense. You're still at work?
Yes, I'm still at work.
Wow, don't lose your job, bro.
No, 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 don't worry.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Besides Sterling assist, it's been horrible, to be honest. Losing
Oh
the ball,
yeah,
losing the ball for fun, as always. We know
that's
him.
yeah. Hardly ever completes dribbles. Yeah, so I was surprised he didn't try to dribble and opted to find Trossard, which is a good decision, by the way. I hope he does well enough that they decided that Arsenal decide to keep him for next season, but I don't think they do that. They probably should. They'll send him back to us immediately.
Yes, correct. And also, I saw you talk about Brathwaite, what a player, but again,
I like him.
everything asking for a crazy money for him. Manchester United wanted to sign him. I think they wanted almost 70 to 80 million, and Manchester United walked away.
No, that's a lot of money, man. I don't think we should
Yeah,
be paying them that much money for him.
English tax, English
Yeah,
tax.
yeah. How old is he?
I think he's still 21, 22, maybe. Still, yeah.
Well, he okay. Let's see
Oh,
if I can get. Yeah, go ahead.
Sterling is off for Martinelli.
Ooh, okay. But at least good get for him, especially if they win. He got an assist.
Yeah. Anyway, let's watch the second half, and I'll
Yeah.
try to join after.
All right. Let's see how it pans out. Thank you for joining, bro.
See.
Hopefully you have the time to join for the post game show.
Okay, no problem.
All right. See you. Ooh, what was Araya thinking there? What was David Raya thinking there? That was a huge, huge risk from the Arsenal goalkeeper. A penalty. A penalty! Let's go! Yeah, he dragged him. Yeah, he had his arm around him and didn't let go. So yeah, that's a penalty. Yeah. let's see what the VAR concludes. I think that should be a penalty. Maybe I'm being biased because I'm a Chelsea fan, but we'll find out. Let's see what the VAR concludes. But I think that should be a penalty because the contact should be minimal. It doesn't matter. There's a contact, and even though he isn't, you could argue he isn't holding him properly, but from the length from the shoulder to the elbow is strong enough. It's strong enough to, you say, what's the language I'm looking for, to hinder the movement of a player, especially a player in motion. So for me, that should be a penalty. Maybe we don't understand the structure of the strength in the arm. Yeah, I think it's given. No counter decision from the VAR. I'd be shocked if that isn't given. Why is J5 arguing with the referee? J5 is too nice, man. And after that, he's gone and he's having a conversation with J5 is having a conversation with Idrissa Goye. So Ndiaye he's taken 4 penalties for Everton and he scored all of them. So let's see whether he put this one away. Ndiaye, that's how you pronounce his name. Penalty score. Let me see on the screen. Yeah, I can see that, but let me see how good of a penalty it was. He looks cool, calm, collected. Ndiaye. 1-1. But I want to see that penalty. Woo! Ice. Good player. What a pen right there. What a pen. So he makes it 5 penalties in total for him. And yeah. My goodness, he sent Raya to the stores. Excellent penalty by Ndiaye right there. Well taken. As cool as ice. Let's go, people. 5 likes. I can do a lot better than that. Yeah, that's definitely a penalty. Had that not been given, I'd advise the FA to go study the strength in the human arm, because it's enough strength between them from the length of the elbow to shoulder to the elbow. That's enough to infringe a player in motion, actually do some damage. Actually, a well taken penalty. What's his name again? I'll check in a bit. Everton nearly got a second. My goodness, that was an excellent counter from Everton. And they have, but that was poor. Just put it in, square it to your teammates. Square the ball for your team. Why? He, come on, Decore, you can't score from that angle. Just put it inside the box, man. Jesus Christ. Could have been two. Everton, they have Arsenal where they want them now. And the game has opened up again. If you can see that, Tebeo, it's become end-to-end again. Wow. Ooh. Man, Everton, they can defend, man. I'm wondering, how are we going to deal with them? They can defend real good. Let me check. Let me find out for you. Commentary here. Lewis Kelly. Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly. I think Everton should target him even more. He's looked a bit, again, solid, but at the same time, you could sense that he's nervous too. Raya looks like he's gonna give away a goal today, and I'm here for it. I really want to see it happen. Ooh. That was never a foul, in my opinion. That was never a foul. I hope I'm not late. Okay, there you go. So they already wasted that opportunity. Let's go. Oof. I want to see what happened there. Okay. Okay, nothing really. I thought what's his name? Was that Pate with a beep? I think the warm up beep. I think that was him. I thought he did something, but it turns out he didn't do anything. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Njaye. Today I learned how to pronounce your name correctly. Man, I'm impressed by Everton's pressing. Who's that? No, 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 no. How was that a foul, really? Maybe I'm being biased now, I have to be honest. Looks like I'm a bit too behind here. Mm, it looks like the radar is late now. Wow. Declan Rice just hit it straight down the goalpost. And yeah, Pickford wasn't having it. But that was, you could argue, not really. I don't know, but I mean, some would say it was a good save, but I'd say it was risky. Had they punched it straight back into the box, there are Arsenal players there that could have pounced on it. Wow, the game is winding down. 65th minute into the game. Oof. Yes, bro, yeah, come do a Chelsea thing for us. Sorry if I'm being biased. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan, but when we analyze the game, you get a objective analysis. Chelsea fan aside. So Broya comes on. Let's see how he does. Yeah. Yeah, Broya masterclass incoming. Let's see that happen. Woo! I just see my sister once again. Since yeah, the the political war between you know me and MNEC. I haven't seen you, and I was thinking maybe we've inserted ourselves into the watch of my. And but that's jokes aside. I hope your sister is watching. I do hope you're doing well. Always nice to see you. Happy weekend, everyone. Kuchila, good morning. Good morning. One nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by to say hello. I'm guessing because you're all almost always busy. Yeah, big up Chama. We miss you. We've missed you. We've missed you so much. I hope your brother is watching. They're not going to win the league, and then they start saying again, "We go again next season." Uh, that's when I'd start asking them if they have diarrhea. They're not sure they have diarrhea. My gosh, they could actually lose this game. It could go either way, but Everton's recent performances have shown, yeah, they are masters of draws. Should another penalty? What's going on? Okay, I think that, yeah, it's not, nothing was given there. Wow, this game has become feisty. A lot of pushes and shoves. Yeah, and some, you could say, needless fouls being committed here. My prediction that the teams could, one of the teams that could receive could end finish the game with just 10 men, could still come true. Because there's been a lot of needless fouls being committed here, really. Why is the ref like to waste the time while knowing the players know the rules? They do know the rules, but I mean, it's work, Coachella. Okay, I got the transfer and I leave home a very early morning, and I get home late. Understandable that work comes first. First, more importantly, you can say participating in the show doesn't pay the bills. Work do. Again, work does, and not your participation in the show. So yeah, your absence, we appreciate your absence. Since yeah, you've told us it's due to you being busy. We get it. Bills don't pay themselves, so you gotta work to pay the bills. So we're happy for you, Chama. Udo day. Work is important. All right, let's go. 20 minutes ago, and Tabejo, as I said in the chat section, what's his name? Masterclass from Broya, Amando Broya. Let's see. Let it happen. I'll take it, and then I'll go create more Arsenal branded tissue papers to give to Arsenal fans when I hear them say we go again next season. Because if they do, then it's simple. It simply means that yeah, they have diarrhea. I don't know how else to qualify them going all the time. So yeah, we can't keep hearing them saying we go again next season. If you keep going that many times, then yeah, you have to go get yourself checked for something else. Arsenal, my brother's up, and then Arsenal wins the league. I don't think they will. You still hear them go. We go again next season. It's their thing now. But yeah, I don't see what happens. I don't see in a world where Liverpool will bottle it that much that they lose. Is it 10 points lead, 10 points gap, or even more? than that. I think they're good enough to actually pull through. They are. Liverpool, they have not good enough squad depth to pull through. And do I think they win the games, their remaining games in the season? I cannot. You can say I'm not too sure that's possible because they there are signs of struggles. I wouldn't say in their camps form form wise. I think they've struggled a bit of late, but still, I still think they'll pull through. Let's see what else we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. What do you expect Chama to say? I will be taking a week off after Easter weekend. Hopefully, I can participate, chat more. Yeah, we'd like to see you more whenever you can. Yep, we've missed you, Chama, and I'm being honest here. It's just that there are no other ways to reach out to you because at one point I was concerned. I was asking myself, telling myself that I hope that you're okay. So I'm happy to see you here, Chama. Let's what else we have here? More likes, people. More likes, people. 8 likes. Woohoo! That's the most in a while. Yeah. Because we haven't streamed it. Because again, we've not been streaming. We haven't streamed in a while on this particular channel, but we want to start doing that as consistently as we can with the help of some people. Let's see. 74th minute, and it's still a 1-1. Still an open game. Both sides pushing for a win. Let's go, people. Let's go. Ashley Young still playing. Manchester United legend. Tierney. All right. David Moyes. I'm going to be bold here. That's because Arsenal will risk a lot more. I think if this game ends with a winner, I think Everton will emerge as that winner. Arsenal will risk a lot more. I don't see David Moyes risking a lot more. Even if he pushes to win the game, I think he'd play with a lot more balance than Arsenal would. But that's just my opinion anyway. We're there with just how many minutes before? 15 minutes more and plus 15 minutes plus at a time before the game ends. But I'm boldly saying if this game has a winner, it'd be Everton. I have no 8 balls. I'm just going by what I've seen so far. And Arsenal, they have a lot more to lose if this game ends in a draw than Everton. Ooh. Was that was not offside? Was that a miss? Tabero, tell me, did you see that? That was actually a miss. Holy crap! That was a miss. My goodness. Yeah, Chama is saying that Arsenal wants to win at the Champions League. Oh, it was a foul, okay. But even at that, he did shoot as if there was no, the referee didn't call for again for the game to didn't for the game to be paused. Yeah, Chama, then I well, never you say you just cannot script football. So we can't count them out. They're still in it. So after all, uh, um, when we beat Real Madrid, the likes of Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and went ahead to beat Manchester City in the final, nobody gave us a chance. A lot of people thought that was it. That was it when we were that Real Madrid was that they were going to knock us out, but we beat them, beat all the strong teams, some of the strongest teams in Europe at the time, and won the competition. But do I think Arsenal they're capable of doing the same? I'd say no. I'm not sure how explain it really. Um, I don't. They don't have it in them, in my opinion. But you never know. So let's see what happens. Really, I mean, they can. It's their opinion that they can win it, but in my opinion, I don't think they can. Um, and they'd be without the Brazilian defender. They rely on him a lot, and you could argue Saliba isn't the same without him on the pitch. They've developed an excellent partnership. That whenever one of them um, isn't available, the other struggles. I'm not going to highlight the next question. Yeah, she sees it and she's comfortable answering the question up to her. I will not highlight the next question. Ooh. Yeah, this game looks like it's going to end in another draw. If there will be a winner, I think it will be Everton. But I'm not saying certainly that's going to be the outcome. But I'm just saying from what I've seen so far, and given how many draws that Everton games they've drawn in again of late, yeah, you could argue the most likely outcome will be a draw. If there's going to be a winner, I think it'd be them. That's my belief. Ah, delicious answer. Yes, delicious answer. And I think Tobeho will appreciate that, given the fact that he's African too. So yeah, there you go. What is wrong? There's nothing wrong in that answer. It's a good answer. Is it broad? Yeah, but I think that's all you need to know. Period. Yeah, respect, African Queen. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I want to see their Broya masterclass. Agent Breuer, do your thing. Do not disappoint, otherwise you will be burned. Nice slide tackle right there to ensure the ball doesn't get into the box. We are in the 83rd minute of the game. So that's about 17 minutes plus 7 minutes plus added time before the what am I doing? My math isn't mathing. Yeah, let's see what happens. If it's gonna be a winner, I've said it will be Everton. I'd be surprised if the case is the opposite, becomes the opposite. It hasn't happened yet. Jordan Pickford. Ooh. Let's go. What a shot. A nice save there by Pickford. Wow, that was a good save. Corner kick international. Corner kick United. Corner kick FC. This Timber guy, I really do hate him. Maybe I hate him because of what he said to my manager, but I think for me, I don't know. Don't know him. I don't have the right to judge his character, but I think that behavior on the touchline with what he said to Enzo Mercer, to me, that says a lot about him. Until proven otherwise, only those that know him personally, again, that have met him in person, or his family members, they know. Yeah, try harder thing. That was nonsense, really. That was very disrespectful. But then again, Enzo Maresca did say something to him, but he did cover his mouth when he said what he said. And the fact that they shook hands afterwards, to me, reflects the fact that, yeah, they did say something to each other. But unfortunately for Timba, Maresca did cover his mouth before he said what he said to Timber, that led to Timber telling him try harder. So I would never just go. You can say I think it makes sense to argue that, yeah, he was something was said to him that led to him responding the way he did. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. But still, I'd go with the only thing I saw on that day, which was him telling the Maresca to try harder. But let me just leave it at that. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to argue if I've already said, yeah, that's something that Maresca must have said something to him that led to him saying what he said to Maresca. So, but yeah. Ooh. Who? Akara's yellow card? I know probably Arsenal, yeah, definitely will have a much higher XG than Everton, but they don't deserve to win this game. Should they end up winning it, they don't deserve to win it, really. It's funny how things can change quickly. Armando Broya, man, the hype, well, not necessarily a hype, the talk about. I think some pundits at the time, like football commentators at the time, that you say, what was his name actually, that said something to the effect of Amanda Broya eventually becoming a much better player than Nicholas Jackson. I remember, may he so rest in peace, Roger did say the same thing, that Broya will become a much better player than Nicholas Jackson. And then some pundits on the MSNBC did say something similar also, because none of them, they don't rate, at the time, didn't rate Nicholas Jackson and rated Amanda Broya more. But look where both players are right now. That says that you don't need, again, that clearly defines, you can say, where they both each are, where they each are right now, tells you who is a much better player. I get it. The argument will always be brought to the table that Broya was unlucky because he got injured and was sidelined for a while, didn't get to play and all that. But I never, for one time, listened to I did listen to the arguments, but I did find it crazy at the time that people were how seriously people were arguing that Broya will become a better player than Nicholas Jackson, when in fact, the only thing Nicholas Jackson wasn't doing right at the time was just put away chances that came his way. But everything else he does much, he was doing much better than Amanda Broya at the time. But I get it. Some people, I don't know why they're pundits or why they even have YouTube channels and talk football. Unfortunately, let's see what else we have here. Life is unfair sometimes. You play bad, but you end up winning. Yeah, that is football. Yeah, the best team don't always win. In all honesty, but that's one heck of an argument. I think the team that wins uh, should be saying that, you can say perceived, or maybe the team that wins is simply the best team. But yeah, sometimes you'd hear the argument that the better side didn't win, or something to that effect. It was that injury that he had. I think he ruined him. He ruined him, but I don't think the argument at the time that he will eventually become a better player than Nicholas Jackson, I don't think it made sense. It still doesn't make sense to me, because Jackson was more experienced. Jackson better on the ball overall, more physical. Broya, you could say younger. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it made sense to compare them at the time. I think the people I mean, it just didn't make sense at the time to me. Still doesn't make sense. I liked Broya and was hopeful that he'd get a chance to make it at Chelsea, but never listened to people. Hated listening to people argue that he was a, a better player than Nicholas Jackson in my opinion. But let's see. Yeah, but the injury didn't help. It didn't help, and at the biggest again, I think I knew it was going to be well. Again, I knew that probably will be a huge problem for him because I think at some point it became a constant, reoccurring. Maybe I think that's a more correct language to use there. Just when you think he's back, he plays a few games, a few minutes actually, then it happens again. But yeah, good luck to him. He's still very young and could still overcome the injury, just like a lot of young players do. And that's it. I will always reference the story of Ian Robin. We sold him because he was hardly ever fit to play, and when he went under the knife and dealt with the issue once and for all, the rest, you know his story and know how successful he was. Again, as a footballer. Roger passed. I didn't even know. And unfortunately for me, we had issues at the time that he stopped coming. He had to be taken off the panelist group for that because of that particular issue when he refused to apologize. By the time, before I heard about him again, that broke my heart. May he so rest and continue to rest in peace. Yeah, Roger is passed. Yeah. Roger Dodger. 4 minutes, a few seconds to go, actually. Should be over in a few seconds. Yeah. Lawyer, too. Manager's defender. He defends every manager, and to his credit, he did that objectively. Hardly ever speaks. Again, you don't see Roger speak. You could say or nonsense. He speaks objectively, at least to the best of his knowledge. He's human. Sometimes we've heard him speak. You could say, in a different manner. Let me just leave it at that. But let's not speak. I don't want to. I really do not want to talk about him right now. So I want to move on. But despite the way the game has ended, and it ended in a draw, hasn't it? It has. So why is it still going on? So I'm going to go back to the stats and see what the numbers tell us. It's okay, Choma. You haven't done anything wrong. I suspected you didn't know. I tried it too because I had his cell phone number. I left a message telling them this is who I am. That I'm just trying to reach out to the family to express my condolences to them and all that. I haven't heard anything, so probably nobody is currently using his cell phone. So hopefully someday I'll get a response. And then we actually the plan was actually to do a show in January on his behalf, but we couldn't because at the time after moving to Texas, settling down wasn't easy. Even still, I'm not properly settled down actually. So the game ends in a draw. That makes it how many draws for Everton, but at least they're not going to get relegated. The signs are good for them. Wow. 1-1 draw, 1-1 draw, 1-1 draw, 2-2 draw. That's crazy, really. So Arsenal, they dropped 2 points here. Interesting end to the game. So let's look at what the numbers tell us. Ball position, yep, Arsenal 71 to Everton's 29%. Expected goals, Arsenal 1.85, Everton 1.05. Total shots, Arsenal 14 shots in total, Everton 5 shots. Big chances 1, Everton big chances 2. What else do we have here? Anything interesting here again? Yeah. Yeah, I suspected it was going to end in a draw, and if there was going to be a winner, that it'd be Everton. And you could argue, but let's see what was the XG again? Yeah, Arsenal more XG. Yeah, so it was a tight game. Some stages of the game seemed open. It seemed again at some stages of the game it seemed end to end, but yeah. Moyes are doing a very good job at Everton. Um, I was thinking they were going to sit deep and try to hit Arsenal on the break. They didn't do that. They were out to win the game, even with their main guy Dominic Calvin lowing out. They played like an attacking side, in my opinion, but they were also defensively resolute and well organized. That's what one thing you will almost always get from every David Moyes' team, and they showed that today. They showed character. Uh, I mean, we didn't play as well against Arsenal, really, but yeah, good job. Job well done by Everton. Everton drawing too much as well. Yeah, because they don't bite in the attacking area. They do everything well, but in the attacking area, they don't create a lot. They don't score a lot. You could argue. I don't know how many games that Dominic Calvert-Lewin has missed for them, but I think it's good. They can maybe make a signing or two in the summer, and that will fix their attacking issues. But Houston, if you look at the players they have on the pitch, a lot of defensive players, so no surprises there. For me, I see the Korea as a defensive player. Ire Bunam, I don't know him that well. That brother right there, to conclude whether he's a defensive or offensive. Again, he's a defensive or an attack-minded player. I don't know really. Idrissa Gueye, a DM, traditionally in my opinion. So a lot of defensive players there. You can argue that they played that game with yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, with 7 defensive players. So no surprises that they don't create too much. But I think Morris's priority, you can argue, is to ensure that they don't get relegated. Yeah. So make a few signings in the summer, a few attacking signings in the summer, then start next season firing on all cylinders. I think he's gotten his priorities right, in my opinion. They play with good balance. No, and once again, no surprises there. So for Arsenal, a huge they missed a huge opportunity to cut the disparity in points between them and Liverpool. I think this trophy is Liverpool's to miss. They could, chances that they'd actually win it, wrap it up over for with a few games, with some games. I don't know. I haven't done the calculations. We're still before the season ends. Actually, it's a possibility. Yeah. Yeah, Jorginho was taken up in the 71st minute with a rating of 6.3. So for me, top player on the day, yeah, you could say the top rated player, actually. And Jaya, let's look at how well he did in the game. I think he was brilliant, but that penalty was delicious, really. He sent David Raya to Walmart. And the ball went into the net. The Senegalese international He was just brilliant today. He played for 75 minutes, goals one, total shots, three in total. Um, let's see. Accurate passes, 11 out of 13, 85% pass accuracy. That's excellent, in my opinion. Expected goals 0.90, almost one, but that's fine. I expected goals on target 0.84. What else is important here? Fantasy point, I didn't want that. Shots on target, of his three shots, only one was on target. So that's not you said not good enough. Passes into the final third, one, you could argue he loses there, so not a problem. Touches in opposition box, a three, not a lot of touches in the opposition box. Accurate crosses, 0 out of 2. Corners taken one, so that's why, yeah, he was dispossessed one time. Tackles 1, 2 out of 2, 100%. That's excellent. Clearances, two in total. Had the clearances, two interceptions, none. Defensive actions, 5 recoveries, 2. Anything important here? Dues won 6, dues lost 6, 50%. Grand dues won 6 out of 11, 55%. Not bad. That's good enough. Was fouled 3 times, fouls committed. For me, yeah, I think you could argue man of the match in my opinion. So, and I think he probably will win it because of that penalty. Well taken penalty, really. Yeah, and how do you pronounce his name again? Brent White or Brent Wait? Brent Wait. I don't want to butcher his name, but that I like him really. You did say a few around about 30 minutes ago. The asking price is the issue. English tax, like you said. But Brent Waite, he's a fine player, fine defender, intelligent, reads the game very well, almost always at the right position at the right time. Um, in the right position in the right time, and he did well in this. He was brilliant. Finished the game with a rating of 7.2, and Tarkowski also did very well. But he overall they defend as a unit, and that's a hallmark of a David Moyes team. Whatever team he coaches, they defend as a unit. He's a good manager. Organization is his team. He gets his team to play as a unit, defend as a unit, but then not necessarily attack as a unit. But we're seeing that with his Everton team. He likes to play with good balance. So even in the offensive phase, if they lose the ball, you find it difficult to beat them with a break. But yeah, that was able to happen today, not necessarily because they didn't have numbers back when they considered that goal. It was a counter from Arsenal, but even at that, Everton still had 5 players actually defending that counter from Arsenal. But what happened was, you can say the positioning was wrong. And then I'm looking at it right now. 1, 2, okay, 3, 4. 4 players were in positions to actually stop that from happening. Not a good block there, but I think was that Brent Waite. So I think it was just poor positioning that led to them considering from that break. But even at that, yeah, they had enough players back, so they play with good balance. You hardly ever catch them on a break. You have to be you can say to be able to score with a counter against them, uh, you'd have to read the game very well, and you can say, and their passes have to be inch perfect to be able to displace their defensive players and get a chance to score from that. But it happened, yeah. Yes, the second word you said, okay, Brentwaite. What a player he is. I don't think we'll be looking to sign him given the asking price. And I don't think Moyes, he does know how to keep players happy, and probably it'd be difficult for Brentwaite to ask to leave the club. All right. Thank you so much, Choma. We appreciate you for joining us. Akachila and Tebeo. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. You too. I appreciate you finding the time to join, and we hope to see you as soon as you get the break and have the time to come join the conversation whenever you can. Anything else? I don't want to look at any other players' numbers here. Raheem Sterling finished the game with a rating of 7.1, probably because he got an assist. Who else was excellent? White, I wouldn't say excellent. A good game from him. Saliba had a good game. David Raya, some good saves. Finished with the game with a rating of 7.1. And I think Pickford should have a higher rating, really. Yeah. So, Chama, thank you for joining. And with that, I think we've come to the end of this particular show. See you guys next time. We will do the Chelsea watch along show on here for Chelsea's next game. We want to that's again carry this particular channel along and let it be dormant for 1,000 years before we do shows here. So let me see. Tabeho, thank you so much for finding the time to join in, my bro. Sincerely do appreciate you. With that, we've come to the end of this particular show. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers.